So, did you guys hear any feedback from last week's episode?
Yeah, I heard it was rotten. It was a bunch of crap, and we were all racist. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, but I heard the podcast, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was good too.
You had a lot of people come up to me about Brandon's zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
choice with the body armor, and they're like, dude, that was awesome pick.
Yeah.
I should have thought of that. I was
an
like, me too.
That was an easy pick, first of all.
Well,
It
after
wasn't
that,
on my list.
Well, you know.
after the recording, he pointed out my Captain America shield, and he's like, dude, why the fuck aren't you going to use the shield during the zombie apocalypse? And I was like, you know what?
Not a bad idea.
Never really thought about that.
You already made it. You don't even need to make
it's
it.
done.
You already made it.
Shielding zombies in their head.
You know, it's a thing.
Which is perfect for today's episode.
What's going on with today's episode?
Oh, some crazy stuff.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Toboggans?
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes Podcast.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes. I'm your host, Buddy.
I'm Manny.
And I'm Suck My Nuts.
Alrighty then. So we got a special show for you guys today since we are super close to Halloween.
Boo!
We're going to have a nice little Halloween movie top 5 today, plus a bunch of other stuff we'll be going over.
Episode number 25.
Well, look at that.
Dang.
We're getting old.
We are.
Getting up there.
We can
Oh.
like rent a car now.
Yep, legally rent a car.
We don't have to be on our parents' insurance.
Oh.
That's
well,
nice.
I mean, that's not bad. You know.
That kind of sucks.
You
Then
know.
you got to start paying for that stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
This is that kind of in-between age where you really start taking care of yourself.
Fuck, I've got to be responsible.
Wait, I have to not just eat top ramen every day? Ugh! Come on.
You gotta
No,
step it
actually,
up to
this is when you start eating top ramen more than anything else because you can't afford it. You
Exactly.
can't afford anything else.
I just had top ramen today, actually.
What flavor?
It was chicken, but it wasn't my choice. Beef is
What
my
about-
main choice.
Hold on, what is it?
Shrimp is
I
not bad.
want some oodles and noodles, top ramen Oriental.
What?
Is that a commercial?
Oriental is the worst flavor of top ramen.
A guy that do you remember? God, what was that guy's name? Miller. He went to school with Lyle.
Will Miller.
Will Miller. He
Yes.
made up that song, and it was
Blasted him
hilarious.
out there.
Yeah,
He doesn't even listen.
He doesn't listen.
Oh, dude, by the way, Brandon was like on point with every time he had to shout somebody out. It was just like he'd be talking, shout out, blah, 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 blah. And it was just right back on top.
It was good.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
How he was just shouting it out, just
A little
shout
bam.
out, boom, boom,
Okay,
boom, boom.
anyways.
I want to be like that.
Learn-
Shout out to my mom.
Shots fired.
I'm Manny's mom.
No, I was more of a couple noodle guy.
Couple noodle?
Couple
like a
noo-
couple of them?
Couple of noodles.
Couple of couple noodles.
I was more the dry,
Oh.
where I would put the flavoring in
Mash
and
it
crush
up.
it up and eat it.
Just
on.
without warming it up.
No water,
Oh, yeah.
no nothing. You just you open the bag. No, I'm sorry. You bang it out, right?
Yep.
You crunch it up, and then you open the bag. You put the seasoning in.
Boom.
Shake it, shaky, and then eat it.
Yep.
Like
you
chips.
should do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That
wait.
and hot Cheetos.
You've never done that?
No, I don't
What?
think I
That
have.
was like what I lived off of in
I
high
told you, I
school.
was-
Come on.
Cup of noodle.
Un cup of noodle.
Yeah, no, we used to crunch it up.
We do nail.
What?
It's backwards. No,
Yes.
that's what I fucking
Maybe.
thought.
Maybe.
Oh, dear. What are we talking about today,
What
guys?
what is
Sorry.
this show about?
Show is about spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We'll be talking about Walking Dead.
Season 7?
Yes, the
Premiere.
new episode.
Episode 1.
Yes.
Pretty
So-
controversial.
Yeah, if you have not seen the episode, I say it all the time, pause this episode and come back or, and then listen.
You know.
Or just fast forward.
Yeah. Till the end.
No, We'll have other stuff to talk about.
To the
not
middle.
just Walking
Or if
Dead.
you're the type of person that doesn't care about spoilers, just keep listening.
Boom shakalaka laka.
That's easy enough. Because
'Cause-
like, if they haven't seen the whole show, then I just say listen to our show. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
we'll
It'll be fine.
We'll talk you through it.
So, all right, let's get into this. Now, first, I want to say, how many viewers did they get for this episode?
I think it was like 17
17.
million.
Boom.
Yeah,
exactly.
17 million for this season
This
premiere,
single
season
episode.
7 premiere. It's not the highest. Their highest is like 19-ish, like around
Ish?
mid 19 for their highest
Oh, I
they've
thought
ever
this
had.
was the highest.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Last season was 14.6 for the premiere, but no, it's not the highest. They're still on a little on the down tick of what they have been for their highest.
The last episode we saw in season 6 was the cliffhanger of Negan collecting the group that we know, Rick's group, and basically playing out issue 100 in the comic books,
Right at the very end.
leaving it at the cliffhanger. Who's gonna die? Now, I think by now we all know who died in the comic book.
Sure.
It's all over everything.
Rick.
Do you feel it was a smart choice of doing it how they did it?
I think so. I think for somebody like me who knew what happened in the comic book, was expecting something a little different, and I think it was different enough without going too far off the path. But yeah, we finally got what everybody was waiting for,
Yeah.
and
I mean, I was one of the ones that was very upset with how they ended last season. Like, I just was very pissed off. And
why? Because you wanted to see that death.
Here's the thing. Because I read the comics as well. I read issue 100, and in the comic, they didn't leave it in a cliffhanger in issue 100. There was Negan captures them. Negan has a group of people. Negan kills a person. Then the issue ends.
Yes.
And then you have to wait a month for the next issue, and it keeps going and gets resolved and blah, blah, blah.
But it's not like we're getting an episode an issue, though.
Sure.
Right?
Well,
I'm assuming.
No, we're getting a few.
Yeah, they're kind of mixing it up.
Yeah, but even if they would have done this would have been crazy to hang on, being like, dude, what the hell happens next?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been as excited to see the season premiere if they killed somebody at the end of season 6. I would be like, I'm just sad. I don't even know if I want to check in. I'm fucking sad.
But see, that's the thing is, the way I'm coming at it is, yes, the way they did it, I'm watching the first episode of the season, I liked it. I really, really did like it. I like how they handled it. I liked all the acting in it, which is basically Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Andrew Lincoln basically did all the acting. Mm-hmm. But in the comic, it was more of a what's going to happen next scenario more than a who died. That's not the point of it. It's not, the point isn't who died. The point is what's going to happen now. And I think
What the hell was that?
it's my cat.
I-
She's crying outside the
it
door.
was too long of a pause, I
I
guess.
I
She
sure
was
hope
mad at
that's
me
yeah.
for pausing too long. Anyways, I think the point of this wasn't it wasn't who dies. I don't think enough people cared about who. Come on, knock it off, you pussy. Anyways, you got what I was saying.
I'm sorry for that. It's the first time she's ever done that.
That was good.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I think I would have been so emotionally fucked after that would have happened. You know, this episode, if they would have played it out how they did, that I'd have been like, dude, what the fuck is the group gonna do now?
But would you be as interested in what they're going to do now versus who's going to die?
To tell you the truth, I'm getting close to the end of this show for me.
Okay, exactly. That was my next point. Is that so many people are telling me that they're falling off the show right now. I know 2 people that just stopped watching it 2 episodes before the last season even ended. So for somebody like you to say that, if you would have seen those deaths, you probably wouldn't even be checking in this first episode.
I don't know, because I think I would have been more intrigued and this was something I was going to ask both of you, because watching that final or the new episode, I was actually less impressed with Negan than I did in the last episode of season 6. I thought he was scarier and way more intriguing at the end of season 6 than episode 7. I felt it was too jokey and too kind of funny how he played, and I didn't like that.
Oh no, see, that's who he is. Like
Yeah, see,
in
I
the
don't-
comic, he's a little bit jokey and very serious and very like, did he just make a joke while he's bashing somebody's fucking head in? That's him. Like, he'll make jokes while he's doing something just fucking crazy.
I actually feel different than you. Because that cliffhanger that last season took so long, and then we didn't get anything. I felt like I was almost in my mind rushing him through his part. Come on. Let's see what's gonna happen. Now this episode, knowing who died halfway through the episode, I was able to enjoy his part more, who he was and what he was doing, and how he was basically mind fucking Rick, like hardcore.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was
He
some
was.
shit.
He did fuck him like crazy hard.
We've
Like
never,
psychologically, nobody's ever done that to him. I did like that, but I don't know. There was just this weird feeling at the end of season 6 that I was just like, dude, I felt creeped the fuck out. I was like, this fool's really fucking creeping me out. Where this one, I was just like, he's just a jokester, but that fucks people up.
Yeah.
I liked how I saw him before, because the whole tone of the fucking show changed the second he had them all kneel down. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
I could see that. Yeah,
But I don't know. It's just
I want
something I
Lucille.
noticed.
I just
Oh.
want. I'm gonna make myself a Lucille.
I saw a video of like a DIY or do it yourself DIY Lucille, and it looked
I'm
easy
doing it.
enough to do it. Yeah. I don't
I'm
like
gonna have
the
it sitting in the room.
I don't like the toy one. It looks too plastic,
I want it
too
real.
phony. Yeah,
I bet you somebody makes one that you can buy that's probably not real,
yeah.
but it'll be close enough.
No, I want to make a real one.
I want people to go, is this real? Ow, I just cut myself.
Oh fuck, that is barbed wire. What
Yeah.
the shit?
I don't think you should have it in here, because one of us is going to get angry and hit one another.
I'll keep it on my corner.
But he's gonna get hangry and then just
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah. So, what? Abraham dying first,
I love it.
and then
That's the first time we've actually said who died. Like, did you notice that nobody said that before? Everybody
yeah.
kind of tiptoed
we're giving
around
people.
By the way, spoiler alert: Abraham dies first. He's the first kill.
yes.
Spoiler alert.
That was my guess. Abraham was my guess.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I
Who
was
did
very-
you
Here's
thought
the thing
Abraham
is,
as well?
I had a feeling because I know how they are with the production, and they like to twist things and kind of tiptoe around things from the comics. There was a lot of things in the comics that they didn't do in the show. A lot with the governor, like a lot of crazy things that they didn't do with the governor in the comic, like what he did to Michonne, and what. And I don't think I need to go any further. And I didn't think they were going to do what they did. So I just thought, oh, cool. It was Abraham, and that was it. I thought that was going to be it, and I thought they were going to fucking bullshit away from it. Did you think that Abraham was going to be the only kill?
Yes, I was like, I guessed it, and didn't do much for me. It wasn't until Daryl got up and punched him, and I was like, oh fuck, something else is gonna happen.
Sure.
And that caught me off guard so much that I feel like I haven't been this excited for this show for probably about a season.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been this excited for this show in probably since mid-prison.
Yeah, I would say
mid prison. I feel is
After
when it
we
was
lost-
at its peak.
after we lost the governor, that's when I enjoyed the show the most, during the governor's time, and then it was just kind of slowly going downhill.
They have some rich content to pull from the comic from now until the end of this season, and I feel like they can really fuck it up, but I really hope they don't, because Kirkman's right there. You know, he can tell them this isn't what we should do. We have a lot of good stuff to pull from, but I'm just not excited to see if they do it or not, because they have a track record of not doing it right and slowing down the pace.
Yeah.
Which I'm not because look at Carl. Look at Carl. He is 17 now. In the comics, at this point in the comics, Carl is 10.
Wow.
They have slowed down the show so much that
How many years has the show been going? Not the seasons, but in the show, how much time has passed?
I think 3 technically.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. That's a long time to live in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Carl looks like he's, a man full grown, as Game of Thrones would say.
And that's what's hard is, looking at this comic, all the comics and stuff, Carl's so, like, traumatized by all this stuff. But, I mean, shit, he looks like a fucking man now. You know what I mean? So it's hard to, like, oh, he's an innocent boy.
Oh,
you know
sure.
what I mean? Where in episode or season 1 and 2, he was a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot different.
How long ago when did the comic book start? When did they start writing it?
2003 or 2004. I know they just had their 10-year a couple of years ago. So, yeah, 2003 or 2004.
So obviously the comic book can slow down time, right? I mean, these guys are going to age. You're going to see them age throughout the show.
Well, but that's
they've got to keep up with that.
But that's the thing is they spent way too long at the farm.
Oh,
yeah,
They spent
farm
spent a whole season at the farm. In the comic, the farm was
they lost viewers on that season.
dude, the farm was so slow.
The farm was 4 issues,
Wow.
maybe 4 or 5.
Oh wow.
The prison was a season and a half, right?
Yes.
But I heard that was because they built that
No,
prison.
I understand. They built the prison for the show, so they had to get their money's worth. The prison was 7 issues, maybe 8. They don't stay. They haven't stayed at one place for that long, except for Alexandria, where they have stayed. But then they venture out in the comic away from Alexandria, and they go to the different places, like we're gonna see soon with the big ass tiger.
Kingdom.
Yeah, and that's how Carl can, if they would have stayed on pace, especially in the farm, I think we would have hit those big notes. And like with Carl, when they left the prison and Carl and his dad were by themselves and Rick was about to die, Carl looked like he was 15. That scene in the comic felt so much different with a 9-year-old.
Yeah, that
It was
would
the
be a
exact
huge
same.
difference.
It was the exact same scene in the comic, but with a 9-year-old, and it felt different. It just felt way more crazy. But they got to do what they got to do.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't change the kid out now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, you couldn't change him every year to keep him such as a small kid. I get that.
Well,
But
they do it with a baby. I think they've changed the baby 4 times.
yeah, I could see that. But that's different.
I know.
They don't have lines.
I know.
But I don't know. I don't know. The show is losing its luster. I'm really excited about Negan, but at the same time,
Well, they're following a bit of a routine, and that's where I think they're starting to lose people. Is they find a place,
Sure.
they stay there for a while, they go into a war with another place, and they lose that place, and they move on to the next place, and so on and so forth, and they just keep going, and eventually that's just gonna get people tired of
Yeah,
that same formula.
that's the pattern. That's the big pattern that they get stuck in is, oh, look, we found the camp. We can make this our home. Oh, it got overrun. Let's leave. We found a farm. It got overrun. Let's leave. We found a prison. It got overrun. Let's leave. And now we're at Alexandria. But also, it's, can we keep our humanity in this apocalypse? That's been the whole show. And I think now it's changing because of Negan. And I'm excited because it's going to be a lot more action, I'm hoping, in the next season. Not half season. I don't know what's going to happen exactly in the half season, but in this full season, I think as a whole, it's going to be really good.
That's one of my favorite parts of the show is that, just like you said, we're getting to that point where being good versus bad isn't just a solid line down the middle. It's like you almost have to do certain things where you're looking at how this all started, and Negan is just basically doing what Rick would have done if his camp was attacked. Now, at the point before Negan killed anybody, they had already killed a group, a few of his people
that were not zombies.
that were not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, they shot first.
Oh yeah, yeah. Abraham, Sasha, and Daryl killed 7 of their guys, the biker guys.
Yep.
And then they infiltrated their base and killed, 20, 30 people?
Well, I remember watching that episode and being like, "Well, who's the bad guy here? Who?
Exactly.
I don't really know who the bad guy is."
No, that was a crazy fucking episode.
Yeah.
And I'm glad season 6, episode 16, and season 1 have finally settled the controversy of, is it Negan or Negan?
Oh, okay.
Because if we just go off of Megan is spelled Megan, Negan is spelled Negan, but it's not Negan, it's Negan. Doesn't make any fucking sense. That's all I'm saying.
Our lives are complete now that we know how to pronounce it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Comic book readers have been pondering this for years, and now they know it's a Negan.
What were you on the side of?
I was on Negan, but it makes
didn't
sense
like
that
Negan?
it makes sense that it would be Negan.
I wanted to call him Nagan.
No.
Nagan.
Sounds like a Klingon.
Yeah.
What up, Nagan?
Nagan. You have written here.
I don't even know where we're at on these notes. Here.
You said, "Do we even care that Abraham died?"
Do you care that Abraham died?
I do.
I do.
I cared about his
well,
character.
the internet doesn't, because nobody's talking about him.
You know, I think that there's a difference between caring about him and caring if he's not in the show anymore.
Sure.
I think they ended his character really well. They started wrapping him up. You could tell. That's why I thought he was going to be the one that was going to die, because the last season he was kind of coming to terms with the way life was, and he was looking at it better. You didn't see that.
No, I saw it. I was just I didn't want to believe it because he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was a good character.
He was funny, you know what I mean? He was just no shit,
Well,
didn't give a fuck.
It being watching the show, you can always count on 2 or 3 of them to be the ones that are going to kick somebody's ass. Daryl, Rick, or Abraham. You knew, oh, they showed up. Things are going to be okay. They're going to fuck some shit up.
Judith.
Or Judith. Where did she go, by the way?
She's with
hanging she's going to be the 17 in the next
yeah.
episode. She'll be 17 too.
Yeah, no shit.
she's with Father Gabriel. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's just get away. They're like, let's get rid of this baby.
Yeah.
Hand it off to the priest.
Yeah,
yeah, the priest out of all of them.
which I think what they did here was great, because I read there was an article I think a few years ago where Robert Kirkman said he regretted killing Abraham in the comic where he did. In the comic, Abraham dies where Dr. Denise dies with the bolt through her head.
Right.
What was that? 2 episodes prior?
Yeah, pretty much.
And he said that it took away like the gravity of of Abraham's death, because it was right before Glenn's death in the comic, and having them both at the same point, I think it worked out a lot better for Abraham, and having him go out in that way. I cared. I liked Abraham. A lot of people didn't like him because he was too comic booky, quote unquote, with air quotes in the air.
I
But
could see that, but
But I've heard a lot of people
fucking
say
comic book.
he don't. I don't like him because he's too comic booky. He's exactly his character in the comic book. That is Abraham.
he wears a wife beater no matter what. It's cold as fuck outside. He's got a wife beater on.
Abraham, Eugene, and Glenn are pretty much exactly just pulled, just beep, right from the comic.
Yeah.
Beep.
Just right there. You did it. That was perfect. Well, do it again.
Beep.
Beep. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rick's performance was pretty good.
He didn't
It's pretty
say.
good.
He didn't even have to say anything. He didn't say much. He couldn't.
Yeah.
What I said since the beginning is he emotes so much just from his eyes.
Yes.
His beautiful blue eyes. Oh, they're so nice.
It's getting a little crazy.
I mean, who
I
doesn't
heard a
like?
knock on the bottom of the table.
Oh, sorry. Andrew Lincoln, man, he's a good
He
looking
was
he's a
crammed in his
good looking
undies.
Brit.
I did not want him to lose that look, but I know he had to in order for the rest of the group to survive. But I was like, no, Rick, don't let it go. Look
you
at that
do it,
fucker
Rick.
and tell him he's going to die.
Oh, did you think that they were gonna? He was.
I did. You told me. You mentioned it. I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast, but you told me once that Robert Kirkman, he regrets.
cutting off Rick's arm in the comic,
Right.
and
So thinking of that, I thought that they wouldn't do it in the show.
oh yeah,
So, but who knows what the fuck was going to happen? So yeah, they were teasing
Coral
us.
would have been fucked, dude. If Carl would have got an
He's
eye,
like, motherfucker,
took
I'm
my eye
done.
and my hand.
We're taking your right leg too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
oh, what's up, Poppy? Yeah, no, I knew that they right when Rick went into the trailer in the beginning, I was like, his arm's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But at the end, I was like, I think Carl could get his farm fucking taken off. And when he was just like, just do it, Dad, just do it, just fucking do it, just do it. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna fucking get his arm chopped off.
That was crazy.
That was difficult to watch.
Oh, and
When he said to cut it diagonally so you can fold it over, I was like, fuck, man, this guy is taking Rick's head and just shoving his penis into it
Oh,
over
dear.
and over and over again.
well, hello.
Mind fuck.
Oh, I thought that was a skull fuck.
Both.
A
little bit of both.
Yeah, no, I was a little tense in that scene, and
That
it was
was
like the last
crazy.
10 minutes. Oh, and just
yeah.
Oh, my
Rick's
goodness.
face. I wish I wish I could tell jokes, because most of the time, The Walking Dead, I can like tell jokes and like have it be fun and make fun of the show, but this was the most serious episode of The Walking Dead I've ever watched. Other than maybe episode 1 of season 1, it was it was just heartbreaking. It was great.
Okay, so we've talked about Abraham's death. Now,
Abraham who?
Abraham's death.
Oh.
It's the name of my new bar. We've got, of course, the main character that got it. R.I.P. Glenn.
Oh, Glenn.
I am gonna miss his character on the show.
I liked his character.
I liked him and Maggie. I felt like they kept the group grounded. Like, out of everything that would happen, there was always still like normal life inside of both of them. Even Maggie's lost everybody now.
Oh, I was just thinking yesterday, who's lost the most?
Maggie has lost everybody in a brutal ass way too. It's not just like, oh, they died somewhere, in a back.
Yeah, I
forest.
mean, her dad fucking lost his leg, and then he
and
fucking
they got his
died.
head chopped off.
Yep. And then her sister died.
Yep. Her mom died at the farm,
Yeah,
Yep.
but that was before.
Before we met them.
Yeah.
It had already happened. Yeah.
but all of her family died at the farm except for her dad
And her sister.
and her sister. And then zombie apocalypse married Glenn. Mm-hmm.
How did her sister die?
Beth?
Yeah, Beth. How did Beth die?
In the hospital.
Hospital.
She
Oh yeah,
stabbed
Beth.
the
Oh,
woman.
yeah.
She stabbed the woman in the bra strap, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
the
yeah.
woman fucking shot her. Which
Fuck that.
didn't
I
make any
totally
sense.
forgot about Beth.
Yeah, so did everybody else.
Yeah. I was so sad when Daryl was carrying her out. He was like bawling.
Yeah, you mean that time where AMC spoiled the fucking episode on social media?
What did they do?
Sorry, I was so angry I slammed my pen.
Saw
What did
that.
AMC do?
So you're not on social media. It was that a mid-season finale or was that a season finale, Beth? I think it was a mid-season.
Mid-season.
AMC themselves posted on Facebook on East Coast time, R.I.P. Beth, with a picture of Daryl holding Beth in his arms. Onto Facebook, East Coast time. I hadn't watched the episode yet,
Oh man.
and I'm just like, oh,
I
really?
think I did hear about it.
Really? Fucking interns at AMC.
Fucking AMC.
God damn it. Yeah. But
So,
Beth.
Did you guys see Glenn's death coming? I think did you mention that to me?
Well, I did.
You did mention that.
Well, okay, no. When Abraham got killed, I had a 50-50. I was like, okay, that was it. Like, that's it.
Well, there were rumors that there was possibly 2 deaths.
There was.
Me and Aaron talked about this. The second you see Glenn
in the back.
in the
Yeah.
background, making him
I
all,
was
well,
like,
he's fucked.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
fuck.
what I
I
mean?
was like, he's like right in the crosshairs of this fucking
Oh.
bat. It
and
caught.
you just kind of see he's kind of just like bobbing his head, like looking there, and you're just like, you're fucked.
Oh,
Yeah, I just think the second I saw Daryl get up and he's like, no, that's not like the rules of the game. I was like, all right, here it goes. And yeah, man, I thought that was a great scene. Him with his head broken open, eyeball coming out, and him trying to say, Maggie, what did he say? Maggie, I'll find you.
Yeah, I'll find you. Oh,
Woo, man,
Ow! Oh,
it
I was fucking
that
wrong.
was pretty fucking intense.
it was good.
I thought it was great television, man. It's like we're getting this on normal television now. Like, what are
That is probably the goriest thing I've ever seen.
yeah.
It
That
was.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I just think like okay, not to get too serious about this
Sure.
stuff because it's all just TV, it's all just makeup.
It's
but
not, wait, it's not real.
no, it's not real.
Stephen Yeun is really alive. Is still alive?
So I
Hashtag real life.
Oh, I was like, what does sad
would
have to do with this?
would you be able to look at a loved one in that condition? Would you be able to turn around and look at
You
a
know,
loved one
it's
and
funny
continue
you
to look and look and look and still keep looking?
It's funny you say that. As I thought about that, I don't think I could look because that image would be burned in your head
That's it.
forever.
That's where it ends. Yeah, that's the only image.
it's-
I mean,
unless
imagine
you're Aaron,
that.
he can't remember shit.
Yeah,
so.
it's true.
Wait, what are you talking about?
But I mean, think about that because, I have seen somebody. Never mind. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, getting a little too serious.
Yeah, getting a little too serious.
Well, I think we've all. I'm guessing that we've all
Yeah.
seen people in certain
and that's
conditions.
burned in
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
memory forever. And something
understand.
like that is 10 times, like
Yeah.
brutally. Blah.
I think if I was Maggie, I would just be like, I'm done. I've got nothing else left. I'm packing. I'm holding as many guns as I can, and I'm running up in that camp, just blazing.
I don't know how you go on from that.
They could just do her own spin-off.
A lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol.
Let's find the heroin. Where's the
Seriously.
heroin?
A lot of
Start
sex.
With what?
Mannequins.
Yeah, there you go.
Ish.
Whole cans.
Oh, wow. You're just going right to Hulk hands. There's no taking them out of the fist position, buddy. Just jamming them up there. Oh, yes.
All right.
It was, it was a rough episode, okay? All of my sadness and hatred for the season finale just was totally torn away by this episode. The acting, the cinematography, the writing, everything was just spot on.
I think if I would have seen this episode about a month ago, I would be going for a Negan costume this Halloween.
I bet you.
I
I
would've
wouldn't
done
be
that.
surprised if you see a
Hey
lot
man,
of Negan.
all you got to
costumes.
do: blue jeans, white t-shirt, leather vest, red scarf,
Yeah,
baseball
Blue
bat.
seal. I already got the beard going.
Yeah, you got the beard.
Dick.
Trim it a little bit.
In the comics, he doesn't have a beard.
Well, I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay, was I the only one that thought he was just skinny as fuck?
He's got a long torso. It
Yeah.
looked like his hips are down like way too low. He's just got a really long, thin torso, so it makes him look real skinny.
Like, I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan, but in the comics, I feel like he's a little bit bulkier,
More,
just
yeah,
a little,
broad.
not a lot. But he's just so like his
Yeah,
waist
He's
and
got some narrow ass hips.
his legs to his shoulders are just so skinny.
He looked so much bigger in Watchmen.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, he was supposed to be this crazy superhero.
Yeah, but
He's
I
gotta
wish
be
he
all
would
built
get a little
up.
bit bigger to be.
yeah.
Negan.
So, do you think that Daryl getting hauled off like this is basically their way of getting him out of the story so he can go do his own show?
No.
No? Do you think he's still going to be a pretty big part of the show?
Yes, I think that the reason that they're doing
But he's sleepy over
Yeah,
here.
he's
This is like
little-
the fourth time he's
I'm
yawning.
fucking yawning, all right? You guys got a problem?
Are you okay?
So we're
No.
putting him to sleep.
All right. In the comic, there's. Can I spoil the comic right now? Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so in the comic, there's only one.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, in the
Spoiler
comic.
alert.
Okay, there's
Spoiler
only.
alert.
Oh dear. Are you done?
Walking through the woods at Shia LaBeouf.
Motherfuckers. In the comic, there's only one point in the comic, I'm pretty sure, where you see inside of Negan's compound. And that's where a character infiltrates. Yeah, that's what I'll say. A character infiltrates Negan's compound. I won't say who. It's a really cool scene. It's a really cool comic when he does that. But you don't see inside the compound other than that. It's one issue and then it's gone.
Oh, really?
I think it's good that Daryl goes there because we're gonna get to see inside inside Negan's compound, and it's gonna feel more natural. Because spoiler alert,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Daryl's not in the fucking comic.
Yeah,
I think
knew
most
that.
of us know this already, that he's a made-up character for the show.
Yeah, in the beginning of the show,
Did you almost say Merle?
I'm about to mention Merle. Yeah,
I like Merle.
He could read minds.
I know.
Hey, that deserves a Y5. Bing.
Wait, Bing and Boom.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
Norman Reedus auditioned for the show, and he auditioned for Merle, but he didn't get it. But they liked him so much, they created a new character for him in Daryl.
I like
But Merle's not in the comic either. Just pointing that out. But
Oh, really?
yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I like Daryl going with them and being a hostage, so we'll get to see the Negan compound storyline with Daryl in it.
Yeah, and then the other thing that you had on here was just the comparisons to the comic book, which was Glenn looked exactly like the comic book.
Oh my
they did a
God.
great job. Again, we go back to Glenn's makeup.
With the eye bulging out, and I sent
was
you guys a
perfect.
picture
Yeah.
right before the.
That was awesome.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it was really good. The other comic book comparisons, yeah.
You said, who was actually there in the comic book?
So, in the comic book, it was Rick, Carl, Glenn, Maggie, Sophia, who is dead. She was out
In
of
the show. Yeah,
She
she's
was in
still-
the barn
yeah.
in mid-season 2. Sophia, Michonne, and Heath, who is the dreadlock
Dr. Dre
Dr. Dre.
in
Perfect.
the show. Yeah. The
That was
actor
it.
who plays Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton.
Thank you.
Boom.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Is that
6.
Dr. Dre's in this?
Oh my God. 7 people were in there in the comic in the lineup. In the show, Glenn, Rosita, Daryl, Michonne, Abraham, Maggie, Rick, Sasha, Aaron, Carl, and Eugene. Way too many people. I don't think I've seen Aaron but once in the show this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun, but I think they had way too many people there. But it was just to throw us off about who was gonna die.
I think it would be pretty awesome if NWA showed up and been like, this motherfucker. And
Straight out of Compton.
whooped his ass.
Crazy
But,
motherfucker. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, I think that's all we got
Ice
on.
Cube.
There you go.
I think we can all agree that it was a good episode.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah. Do you guys think you're going to continue on with the show? I know, buddy, you said
Look, man.
maybe not.
I'll probably give it a couple more episodes.
You
see
have
how
an
it goes.
obligation because of this show to watch that show.
There's a lot of obligations I have
when
to
we have
shows.
maybe when we have episodes dedicated
Yeah.
to that show, then he'll have to
Because
watch it.
right now I'm really trying to power through Luke Cage.
And well, yeah, you can
I'm
power
on, like,
through it, and then you
episode
got
8.
and then you got like 11 months before you have to
I
watch
got a bunch
it again.
of other stuff to watch.
Oh
There
my
is a
God.
lot.
And before we move on, go on. I'm excited to see going on in this season how it progresses because in the comic book, it's Rick is the reason that they go out, and Rick is the reason why they get captured by Negan. In this, it's because of Maggie getting sick and them needing to go to the hilltop.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of tension between Maggie and Rick in the comic book, and
Okay.
that's not going to be there in the
Oh,
show. And
yeah.
So I'm excited to see how it changes the dynamic of how everybody interacts in the show because of that switch. So that was the only thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like
Thank
it.
you. That is very interesting.
Well-
thank you, Manny.
I'm excited for the rest of the show. I feel like I've been revitalized.
yeah.
I'm pumped back up for the show. So I really want to see him kick Negan's ass.
Oh, yeah.
I do I think I understand that Negan's going to be around for a little while, though.
How far in the comics did you read?
I never read any of the comics.
You just know of issue 100?
I just know. Yeah, I just do my research on the moment.
Okay. Yeah,
just the moment.
Because I read from issue 1 to issue 126.
Yeah.
But I have until issue like 154 or something stupid.
How many
like
issues are there out now?
160, but I could be wrong. Maybe
Okay.
159.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited. No, it is it's a good time in Walking Dead right now. So hopefully they do it right.
Well, and in the end, you can sit there and say that all the actors are doing great. They're doing a good job. There's
Sure.
no throwaway characters really. And
No, Father
I just,
Gabriel.
well, we hated him at first, but let's see if he comes back around.
There you go.
Yes.
Audibly, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is shaking his head. Yes.
Yes.
I think we should get into our top 5
Before we do that, because you guys wouldn't let me in the beginning.
or in the end.
Yeah. I just
What are you gonna tell us, Aaron? Huh? Let us know.
you guys just
please.
you guys just like jetted right into Walking Dead. You wouldn't even let me get to the most important topic of the day.
When has that ever stopped you?
Well, only once ever, actually. There was one time I never got to the days of the week.
National holiday or whatever?
Days of the week.
Yeah, the national holidays, days of the week.
Today's Shia LaBeouf Day.
No, I wish, because we just watched that trailer for his new movie. Didn't look half bad. Didn't look half good either, but didn't look half bad.
There's 3 halves to this movie.
Yeah.
3 halves to a whole, you know what I'm saying? There's just 3 days today. I don't have a poem or anything,
Good.
but I
No haikus.
No, man. See,
Or lokus.
It's my it's my favorite poem is a haiku. You know what I'm saying? Like they're easy, they're short. 575, bitch. I wanted to wish you a happy boxer shorts day. I'm wearing some right now.
Boxer briefs myself.
No. Boxer
That's what
short.
I'm wearing. Boxer briefs.
Boxer shorts, bitch.
No.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Next.
Happy National Potato Day.
I love potatoes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love
I
potatoes?
love French fries.
Potato.
That's not what I said.
But that is a potato,
Did I say French Fry Day?
No,
No, I
you
didn't
said
say
potato.
Happy French Fry Day, Manny.
so I can't say
No.
chips. Potato chips.
No.
Keep
Keep going.
Au gratin.
No.
Mashed potatoes.
Well, no, actually,
Yeah.
Oh, God, you could, and yeah, you could say mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Come on, hold on a second. Had to this time. Happy American Beer Day.
American Beer Day.
American Beer Day.
And he's drinking a Bud Light.
A Bud Light.
America Beer Day.
He's watching the
Here to
calories.
save the motherfucking day, yeah. America.
Beer
Fun.
Day.
Boom. Bing. Wi-Fi.
That was it. That's all I got.
Okay, can we get into our top 5 now?
Yes.
Top five horror movies.
Hey,
Who's
that's
starting?
rude. Horror, is it? Not horror.
Horror.
Horror?
Dedicated to Halloween this Monday. We want to give you guys some options of watching really good horror movies this weekend. So we hope you take our advice. You'll have 15 movies to choose from.
Yeah, and reach out to us
20
on Facebook
21.
or Twitter.
5, 10, 15.
Plus our 4 honorable mentions.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think that.
Or
I only
6
have
honorable
one honorable
One.
mention.
Oh, I thought you got 2.
Okay,
No,
math
only
is
one.
getting really difficult. Let's just stop there because I'm already confused.
Carry the
Well, whatever. If you want to tweet us or hit us up on Facebook and tell us which one was your favorite
Boogity boogity.
of these horror movies. Let's
Yeah.
get into it. Who's going first?
Who went first? You went last. You wanted to go last time we
Yeah.
did the zombie
So-
apocalypse. So then you go last, so I go first.
Boom.
We're
Eeny,
doing.
meeny, my. Oh, sorry. I was just channeling Negan right there.
Got it. We're doing honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
My first one, my honorable mention
Sure.
is from 1979. The movie Alien
Very good.
was considered a horror,
It was.
sci-fi horror. And if you watch it, it's a little creepy.
That's a great fucking movie.
Hey, buddy. little bit more sci-fi than horror, if you know what I'm saying.
But it is considered horror.
That's exactly what I would think. Is that it's more of
IMDb
a
horror sci-fi.
sci-fi horror.
horror, sci-fi. I got it.
Now
but-
the ones after that were a lot more sci-fi.
okay, that's fine.
Whatever. That's whatever tickles your fancy.
Who's tickling?
That's a great movie. It's
Oh, it's an awesome movie.
Wonderful. Which is better, Alien or Aliens?
that's difficult.
Right?
That is
a hard
difficult.
question.
That'll have to be for top 5 sequels better than the first.
That's a very
I don't
specific
know,
top
man.
5.
That's really hard.
They're gonna have to get more specific after
Ugh.
this. What are we gonna do next Halloween? We're gonna do top 5 horror again.
Top 5, 2000 to 2000, whatever.
Yeah.
horror.
All right.
Anyways,
So that is my honorable mention. Alien.
very good.
Yeah.
My first honorable mention. I didn't write down the fucking date. I think it's from 2006. Not a lot of people seen this movie. It's a very B-rate horror movie. It's called The Bleeding House.
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a guy who does he's a surgeon, or he was a surgeon, and he walks around the United States and he finds out things about these families that kind of do bad things in their town, and it starts he drains the blood of his victims and he just preaches to them. It's the creepy it's
That sounds
so
pretty creepy.
weird. It's a very creepy vibe, the feeling of the movie, the music, it's very melodic. It's a slower movie, but it's really, really good. It's very B-rate, but it's very, very good.
Any actors you can name?
No, everybody, nobody you
No
would
name
know.
actors. Okay. Cool.
You buddy?
My honorable mention. This is not a movie. It's close enough to a goddamn
What
movie.
the fuck?
Yeah, fuck you. It's from 1990. It.
What?
It was a made for TV movie or like a miniseries.
Yeah,
right?
I mean it's a miniseries. It's close enough. I just
What's it?
It.
bird.
It what?
Bird is the word.
It. What is the it?
It the Clown.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean what they're remaking?
Tim Curry.
He had
into
a lot
movie.
of actors in that one.
Yeah.
Tim Curry was awesome.
Oh my god.
Always
it's
awesome.
amazing. It's still, really good to this day. I still like to watch it. It's still super creepy. Back in the time when, the characters were more creepier than just gore,
Yeah.
gore.
Chucky. You know what I'm saying?
My buddy,
Dude, he was
That's what he's
creepy as
based
shit.
off
I
of.
know.
which I have one. My
Alright.
buddy, though.
All right, buddy.
I remember my mom telling me that the book would creep her out. She read the book back before the movie came out, and it was one of the scariest things she's ever read. What was it?
Stephen King. Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley's It.
Yeah, no, my brother read this whole book in one day. It was crazy.
What?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
He just locked himself in his room. My mom brought his meals to his room, and he read it in one day.
Do you think it still
I've got a
holds up,
couple
the
of books.
book? Do you think the book holds up still?
I don't know. I never read the book.
I didn't
I
either.
kind of want to read it now.
Yeah.
Because the movie's coming out.
Yeah.
It's a good reason to read the book again.
Yeah.
It's true.
Check it out.
Like,
All
I
right.
have the whole Dark Tower series, and I want to read that.
That's cool. That's all I got for
Okay.
honorable mentions.
My number 5.
Wait, don't you have one more honorable mention?
Oh, we're doing 2?
I'm not.
Oh,
No,
okay,
yeah,
then
we're
never
done.
mind.
Okay, my number 5 is a movie from 1982. I'm a big fan of it. The Thing.
Oh, that's cool.
The Thing.
The Thing.
They made the
Thing.
remake, right? And
They did. It was a prequel. I thought it was good. It was a prequel, and they tie it in right to the point where at the beginning of the original The Thing, it starts with a dog running through the snow and somebody trying to shoot it
Okay.
from a helicopter.
I got you.
And the prequel ends with that. The alien is in the dog. So,
that
of course,
makes
you got
way more sense because I watched the prequel and I didn't watch the.
yeah.
That's funny.
So, of course, you've got Kurt Russell in it.
Of course.
But I thought it was really good. Again, it was back 1982. They really didn't have they couldn't lean up against CGI and special effects. It was all really good makeup, and it was pretty good. I
But
like
see,
it.
that's what I think makes good horror movies, or at least for me, and what I grew up on is that, heavily on the makeup and, kind of the mystery of it all.
Right.
Yeah, and even like the feeling of like 80s horror is so much different than 90s horror.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is so much different than 2000s horror, which is so much different than 2010 to now horror.
Yeah.
It's so
I
crazy
agree.
how it's changed so much each 10 years.
I think a lot of
decade.
horror nowadays is just more of a formula that they follow, whether it's a creepy kid, creepy house, creepy mirror, or, it was just like,
or blood and gore.
Paranormal Activity fucking
Yeah.
300 now. 'cause
Hey,
that's all
well,
they come out
Paranormal
with.
Activity was really good. The first one.
The first one was fun.
You weren't expecting it,
Yeah.
but it was good. Was that your number?
That was my
5?
number 5. Your number 5.
So my number 5. Speaking of 2000s movies, mine was from 2012, but it was like kind of out of the norm for this year's type of horror movie. It's Cabin in the Woods with Chris Hemsworth. With Thor. Thor was in it.
Cabin in the Woods. I don't think I saw that one.
It was this group of teenagers or 20-year-olds go to a cabin, and then they find this like thing in the basement, and it unlocks, and
Oh, yeah, I didn't
eventually
see
it
that
gets to like you see all these monsters inside of this warehouse, and they all get unleashed, and it's like kind of a parody almost on 80s like slasher horror. It was really, really good. If you haven't seen it, he made it before he made Thor 1.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't released until after
yeah.
Thor. It's so good, and it's creepy but funny at the same time. It's a really good movie.
Cool.
2012,
2012.
not the movie.
My number 5 comes from 1983.
Oh dear.
Christine. You guys ever heard of this movie?
I have. I don't remember the actual how the movie plays out, but I do know it's about a car, right?
Yes, a
Oh.
Plymouth Fury.
You were talking about Herbie the Love Bug.
No Herbie the
That's
Love
the
Bug.
Disney version.
Yeah, so it almost looks like a red and white like Bel Air pretty much, but it's about this car that pretty much plays an older song and it kills people. I mean, it's friggin' awesome, and I'm obsessed with that kind of time frame with cars
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
50s and all that kind of stuff.
Is it a specific song? Like, do we know the song, or is it just some
No,
song?
it's an older.
Bop, ship dop doo bop, ship it up dop doo. No.
If I just don't look at it, maybe.
Okay, so
he'll
far
stop.
I know that he likes Limp Bizkit, Hooba Stank, and the Hanson Brothers.
Enhance.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. They were brothers?
They were
I thought those were Hanson sisters.
Blood Brothers.
I thought those girls were hot.
You would.
You would. No, that's my number 5. A great movie.
All right, cool. My number 4. My number 4, I take it way back. It was a movie that I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. I loved it. It's super off the wall corny. It is from 1988, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. A movie about a bunch of clowns that come from outer space
What?
and terrorize this town, killing people off, turning people into blood-sucking cocoons with cotton
Cocoons?
candy. The makeup on these clowns is amazing. It's really, really good. It's fun. It's not too scary for anybody that just wants that stupid hokey movie to watch during Halloween. Play in the background. You should play this one, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's not a award-winning movie. I
I've
promise
never
you
heard
that.
of it.
When was the last time you saw this movie?
Probably about a year ago. I own it. It's behind you on the shelf. I would let you guys borrow it, but I'm
No.
probably going to be watching it this
Yeah,
Halloween.
That's okay.
It's pretty funny. I like it a lot. No big actors in it, but it was along the lines. You guys remember like Blob and all that?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, all those.
Or Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a good one.
All those. So that is my number 4.
Yep.
Cat.
Number 4, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
All right. My number 4 is a great movie called Dawn of the Dead. 2004 version,
That is
2004.
fucking
not the
awesome movie.
1970 something version.
Yeah, see, I know a lot of people that didn't like it, but they were more
Sure.
purists.
Hey,
And-
it's
But dude, were that big ass fat lady's in the fucking wheelbarrow and she gets up? That part is fucking creepy.
Oh
as
no,
shit.
I enjoyed the movie. I heard that it was supposed to actually be funny. It was supposed to be taken as comedy in most parts. You have a fucking zombie baby.
sure
You
that
have
and
the
that was
lady in
one
the
of the
wheelbarrow.
only movies with the zombies that had a zombie
baby.
baby
Yeah.
inside of a woman.
She gives birth to a
I
zombie
remember
baby.
the little girl in the very beginning. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty creepy. And
That
this
was-
is a Zack Snyder movie.
yeah.
By the
yeah.
way.
That was his
Yeah.
first movie, wasn't it?
I think so. I'm not positive, but I think so.
But I think that honestly, I think that was one of the first zombie films I ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And what's the video game? It's Left 4 Dead? No.
Yeah. Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Because Dead Rising 1 was in a mall.
Yeah,
And it's the
yeah,
exact
yeah.
game. It's like that's why I love that game, is because it reminds me of that movie. And,
Yeah.
there was a lot of cheesy, corny moments in the movie, but it was a very good zombie movie. There's not a lot of serious, very dramatic. Most of the zombie movies are very kind of corny, kind of kitschy.
You get the guy from Modern Family, one of the actors from Modern Family.
Oh yeah, the dad.
Yeah, the dad.
Al Bundy?
No, the other dad.
Oh, I
The
don't
Married to the Blonde.
I don't watch that show.
He's the asshole in the movie. That
Yeah.
Banging that
yeah,
chick.
He bangs the hot blonde chick.
Yeah.
The best part of that movie though is the very end when they're all in the bus and they're just chopping everybody down, and they accidentally like hit themselves with the chainsaw. It was great.
No, that movie was really good, and I'm pretty sure 2000. Yeah, it
Don't
was
they
like,
shoot
17?
Jay Leno? That was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah, they hit Jay Leno. He's holding
Yeah.
the sign up. So
Yeah.
hit Jay Leno.
Oh dear, yeah, no, that. So, my number 4, Dawn of the Dead. It's such a good film. Yes, it's not the original Dawn of the Dead, but it's very good. It's a good zombie flick.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
fun
want to
to
have
watch.
fun and see a little bit of gore in action, it's very good.
All right, my number 4.
4.
This movie came out in 2004.
Oh.
And the sheer fact of why I picked this movie was it was almost revolutionary when it came out. I thought it was I just remember walking out of the theater like, what the fuck did I just watch? And the movie is Saw.
Oh.
Yeah, that was frustrating because they couldn't do anything about it.
No, and
The
it was
victims.
It was something in a horror movie that is really good in the point of that it's helpless. Like, this guy just fucking wants to get out. You know what I mean? Can't figure out why the fuck somebody's torturing them, but there's nobody really there
Right.
to really fucking be like, this is what you gotta fucking do.
Sure.
And there's not really like a victim, I guess or not a victim, but like a villain to really be like, fuck that guy. You don't really
Yeah.
get it. So the whole movie you're like, what the fuck? And I'll just never forget when the guy got up at the very end, my fucking head must have fucking exploded because I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
That
Like,
was a good. Yeah, that was a
it
good
just
part.
fucking blew my mind. And then what sucked is the rest of them just fucking tanked from there.
Yeah,
Of course.
number 2 wasn't horrible.
But you
It was totally. It was way worse than the first one.
Yeah.
But then ever since, like, number 2, I could probably watch it right now. But
yeah, but it you can see it steadily one was so amazing. It was lightning in a bottle. 2 was like, all right, I can kind of, but then after that they just tanked.
I don't think I've seen
So
any
bad.
after 2.
And they
Yeah.
pumped them out every year at Halloween, and it was like, dude, just stop.
it's like Final Destination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
The
The
first
first
two, the first 2 were great.
The first one was the best one.
Never seen the first one.
What?
I've seen the second one.
Oh,
Never seen the
fuck.
first one.
The first one is crazy, but
Anyways,
that was my number 4.
I just love me some Allie Larder.
Yeah, she's great.
Come on.
My number 3 is a movie from 2002, in my opinion. And don't kill me out there, but it is the best
I hate you.
zombie movie out there.
I hate you so
I
much.
fought Aaron. We battled it out on the roof of my home.
We really did.
until somebody fell off. and of course he fell. So
And then all of a sudden, a crow dripped a piece of blood right in my eye.
there you go.
It was
my
bad.
my choice for my number three, right? Number three
Yeah.
is 28 Days Later. Those zombies that they could run and they move like fucking jackrabbits.
No. Not just run, full on fucking sprinting.
Yeah.
Like,
They're running the hardest a person can run, like full force, and that is creepy as fuck.
it'd be like if a fucking dog was chasing you. Like, that's how fucking fast they were running.
So, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You think the 28 Days franchise is a zombie franchise?
I do.
So I do
consider
too.
it a zombie.
But I'm not kidding. I think the majority of fans of that movie think it's not a zombie movie.
Well, okay, so they were infected
with rage.
with rage. So it wasn't.
But
they
it's a
weren't
form of
dead.
zombieism.
They weren't dead. So yeah, I mean, if you technically you can break it down, but they're fucking zombies. They're acting like
they're
zombies.
fast zombies. They're not George Romero zombies. They're fast zombies. That's what they are.
The scene in the church, that's where he says hello, and three of them look up from a mountain of dead bodies. Oh my god! Yeah, the soundtrack as well was amazing.
Yeah,
So,
it was.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but what was your favorite scene from that movie?
You are putting me on the spot because
Sorry.
it's been a little while since I've seen it, but I thought it was pretty sad when we lost the father to the crow.
Oh.
So good.
Fucking crow. Brendan Gleeson, the actor.
Yep.
He dies
That was
by getting
so
Yeah.
fucking cool that they did that, though.
yeah.
Because I remember, like, when it was happening, I was like, no. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well, it's like, and he had time to basically tell his daughter, like, no, just stay over there.
The most dramatic
And
scene
you're
I-
like, oh fuck, you're just gonna watch the shit go down. There's nothing you can
Well,
do about it.
And, you know, like, seeing it fall, like, haven't you ever seen, you know, something's about to happen to you, but you can't react fast enough? And it was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good part. And I also this is the first time I ever saw Cillian Murphy in a movie, and
Yeah.
I was blown away by his performance in that movie.
So good.
And he's been one of my favorite actors since.
I wish
So.
I could tell the joke from that movie. It's very, very good. It's a little too long, and I don't want you guys to get mad, but
All right.
maybe another day.
Just
Number
go watch the
3
movie.
to
Maybe.
you.
Yeah.
Number
My number 3, way off topic from Manny's, but my number 3 is a movie. It's 28 Weeks Later. It's the
Did you pick it just because you couldn't pick 28 Days Later?
yes,
I'm sorry.
it's the sequel to 28 Days Later.
It was
Not
it's-
it was good.
It's not bad. It's basically taking the first movie and just copying it and making another movie.
Pretty
and
much.
adding Jeremy Renner in it.
Jeremy Renner's in it. Yeah, that's one of the first movies that I saw him in.
You know, it wasn't bad. The whole twist on the was it there was the son or the daughter that couldn't get infected. One of the son or the daughter couldn't get infected.
It was the son because he had 2 different eye colors.
The daughter now is like the hottest thing I've ever seen. I can't.
It's been a while since I saw that one.
You know, it's not bad. It's not 28 days later, but it's 28 weeks later. And they were gonna make it 28 years later, but they decided not to. And
That's good. That's,
you know,
who would care?
I really like
years
28.
later. You'd see like zombies in business suits that they
Yeah.
gotta go to work. Oh, you know, just all pissed that they have to live a normal life.
anyways, Manny, you know, the 20 weeks later was great, and Manny took my 28 days later. So, buddy, what's
Thanks,
your number
Aaron.
3?
Number 3, 1980.
Airplane.
One of the most iconic scenes of all time with Jack Nicholson. The Shining.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on a second. This is what is this number?
3.
This is your number 3. I let you just have this, and you put it as your number 3.
Yeah.
This was gonna be my number fucking 1.
It is
Oh my God.
amazing.
I like how we just pillage his
Yeah.
list. By the way, yeah. Go ahead.
We
I'm sorry.
pillage. What is crazy to me is I watched this a lot when I was younger. I always really liked it. But a couple years back, I'll never forget, I watched it at my dad's house. He had a private screening room.
Oh, hello.
Dumbass moved out of that house. It was a 110-inch screen. And what was crazy to me was I wish I could have seen this in theaters. If they replay it, I'd go see it. But
They did yesterday.
damn it. But what was cool about it was seeing the detail in the hotel and just the creepiness of the movie is so awesome. And I mean, I would have wanted to kill Shelley.
Oh, come on.
She is horrid,
The worst.
horrid in this movie.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is people are still pulling from this movie. I mean, this movie is just super iconic and just Jack Nicholson's best performance of all time.
The camera tricks they do in that movie that you don't notice on first watch.
No.
When the little boy's riding the tricycle around the hotel, there's a scene where they follow him and he's in the lower level of the hotel. He's riding, and all of a sudden he's in the second level of the hotel. You don't notice that first, but that happens. The camera never cuts away from him, and he goes from the first story to the second story. Don't even notice. There's so many mind tricks that movie plays
And
on
the
you.
blood coming out of the elevator.
was cool.
Fuck, that was so awesome.
Yeah, that's such a good movie.
So that's my number 3.
Okay, my number 2. A movie that takes me way back, again, in the 80s. This was a horror movie, actually a horror franchise. However, I was never really scared of the main villain, the main character.
Sure.
I, as a matter of fact, wanted an action toy of this person, and that is the first one is called A Nightmare on Elm.
Say that again.
Let me try that one more time.
Hold on. What?
A Nightmare on Elm Street,
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
1984. Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger?
Freddy Krueger.
You said cougar.
He is a cougar.
Oh, hello.
He caught my attention.
Well, hello there.
Oh, look, your cat already purred at the door. You don't need to do it yourself.
I always thought now I like the whole series. Again, the box set is sitting behind Aaron.
Of course.
I like the whole series. I watched a lot of it when I was a kid. I know a lot of it was corny, hokey, but I always wanted the different versions of Freddy that you got throughout the movies. I wanted each individual toy. And as a matter of fact, I hit the mic this time.
See?
All right.
Wasn't me.
We're all
Wasn't
even
me.
now.
Wasn't me.
We're all even. I got to stop spreading my arms out.
Now that he doesn't have armrests on his chairs, he's just going wild.
You've got Freddy riding a skateboard with the claws at the end. You got Super Freddy. You got the video game Freddy. You've got all these Freddys that you get, and I always wanted action figures of every single one of them.
That would be cool.
And I think McFarlane took out a few.
No wonder you want mine from Geek
That's
Fuel.
exactly what I want.
Those
Yeah.
are dicks.
It's like, God, I stopped at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But that is my number 2.
So, and on a lighter note, he was the first one to kill Johnny Depp in anything.
Thank you, Freddie.
He was the one that sucked him up into the water bed, right?
That was it. Yeah. They filmed that upside down so that when the blood just comes shooting out, it's really the whole room is upside down and they're just pouring all the blood into that room.
So awesome.
Yeah, it was a good
Super
scene.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, I mean,
Number 2?
Number 2. So, look, in all reality, this movie isn't that wonderful and isn't super great.
Not as good as Killer Clowns. I know.
No. But it brought on the found footage horror movie franchise, and that's the Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
Granted, there's a lot of walking around, bullshitting, but we wouldn't have the what's the movie that we referenced earlier?
Paranormal
We wouldn't have
Activity.
Paranormal Activity if we didn't have Blair Witch Project.
Well, they kind of started the shaky camera.
Exactly.
Yeah, genre.
It was good for the time. For what was it, 1999. Nothing has ever been done like that. And in the news, like major news organizations covered that these kids actually died and actually were missing. Like
That was creepy. That I
remember believing it was
watching
real.
it and thinking, is this really real? Like, this is fucking creepy.
it's easy to think it's real when CNN reported it to be real.
Yeah.
Because I was at that time in the age where internet wasn't like as crazy as it is now.
Reddit wasn't around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all this shit was coming out and people really thought it was real. Fuck, I thought it was real.
Yeah. So the story, I mean, it wasn't that great. It was just a haunted thing and blah, blah, blah. But it revolutionized where we are now with movies. And what they did with that movie was really, really great. I'm not that excited for the new one. I'm probably not going to see it. But the first one really did make what we watch now change. So my number 2, The Blair Witch Project.
All right, that's a good one.
Nice.
Your number 2.
My number 2, the top 3 were probably the hardest, but the reason why my number 1 and number 2 are where they at is because of when I saw them. So this one is 1991, and this movie creeped me the fuck out when I was a kid, and that is...
When you were 5?
No, I was a little bit older than 5,
Okay.
but I remember being really young watching this movie, and it was called People Under the Stairs.
I don't remember. I remember a little bit about it.
Oh, fucking A. Pretty much it's about it looks like a couple that live in this fucking house in the ghetto, and they own all this property kind of in the projects.
People in the ghetto don't have stairs in their house, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a prequel to Harry Potter.
So what it is it actually turns out to be a brother and a sister, and they wanted like kids, so they steal these like kids and shit, and they, you know, have them under the stairs. Well, they have like one girl upstairs, and there's a bunch of like boys down there, and they're fucking locked up like in the dark and shit, and they're all pale as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, there's this one fucking guy that got out, and he fucking cut out his tongue.
Oh, dear.
The father cut off his tongue because he said a bad word or whatever. And he's fucking crawling, and he lives through the walls and shit. It's fucking creepy as fuck. But I remember being a kid, being like, thinking this was fucking real. You know what I mean? Because I was so young, and I was like, what the fuck?
That would probably creep me out if I had stairs in my home. Yeah, I think I'd
Yeah.
be like, fuck that. I ain't
And
walking
you
up those
didn't you
stairs.
have stairs, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. that's right.
It was
Yeah.
creepy as shit, dude. I was like, my mom keeping people down there that I don't know about. So, no, that movie was fucking awesome. And it had Brandon Adams from, come on, dude.
I don't know who that is.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay. You mean Joshua Jackson?
No, not Joshua Jackson.
That's the only person from Mighty Ducks.
No, he was.
And Emilio Estevez.
Who was it but
Emilio!
Emilio Estevez.
The Mighty Duck, man. I swear it was him. He tipped his hat like this.
But his name is Fool in the movie. But yes,
Okay.
that's my number 2. Manny, your numero uno.
My number 1, I love this movie a lot. I think it's a good quality movie, a good quality horror movie with all the shit that's out there. I feel like a lot of thought went into this movie, and parts of the movie that are the creepiest have nothing to do with the villain of the movie. And this is 2005's The Descent. 6 women go spelunking. No, they cannot read minds.
Thank you for that,
And
wasn't even
they
going to do it.
liar.
one of these girls is so adventurous that they go cave diving in a cave that has not been adventured before, and she thought that they would discover this cave, but in fact they fucking get stuck, and they have to go through, and they go deeper and deeper, and there's a lot of claustrophobia in it.
Yes.
And it freaks you the fuck out. And I think it's a real good movie, and I even feel like it's right there along the lines as 28 Days Later, kind of the feel,
Oh, yeah.
the quality of the movie. The Descent.
Have you ever
Really
seen
good
it,
one.
buddy?
Nice. No, do you own it?
I have
Oh,
that
it's
one.
so
Yes,
good.
borrow that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I've only seen it like 3 or 4 times. I couldn't it's not a very rewatchable movie because it is very.
Yeah,
When I see
I guess-
claustrophobic movies like that, I can only watch it so many times.
I've watched that one a few times, and it's funny because the second half of the movie introduces a different element to the movie, and you almost feel like it really didn't need it, but it adds that extra thrill, that suspense.
Yeah.
So if you've never watched it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's a good movie. Yeah, you should watch it.
All right.
My number 1.
That's a good one.
The Descent.
That's almost as good as Buddy not putting The Shining at number 1. But,
Ooh,
you know,
yeah, it's a little hard.
I'll keep going. My number 1, going a little off topic from horror movies, and I'm going with Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
It's a horror movie.
Top 5 comedies. I mean, horror.
It's a horror movie / rom-com. but I think it's one of the best zombie movies of all time. The blood, the gore, the action in just the zombie aspect of it is so good, and the Simon Pegg and what he does with storytelling is so fantastic. Every one of his movies.
Simon Pegg was kind of like new to the scene too around that time. He wasn't this,
No, Shaun of the Dead was his first big thing. And then he did Hot Fuzz, and then
Star Trek.
He was in
wait,
Star
that
Trek.
Was way later.
At World's End. That was his last one in the trilogy. I forget what he calls it, but he has his trilogy.
Oh, okay.
But it's so good, and everything about that movie just fits so well. And yes, it is a comedy, and yes, it is kind of a rom-com, but it is fucking creepy, and the zombie effects are some of the best zombie effects I've seen in any movie. Period. End of story. So
nice.
Shaun of the Dead is really, really good, and check it out if you haven't seen it. So
awesome.
That's all I got.
Yeah, definitely.
My number one,
Let's hear this.
and why this is my number one, is because this was the first horror movie I had ever seen. And I can still remember watching this movie and remember how creeped out I was. And still watching the movie still creeps me out.
I have an argument for this.
From 1984,
Before you were born.
Children of the Corn.
I've never seen any of those.
I-
Are you fucking kidding me?
Not a single
I
one.
have. But that's because I lived across the street from a cornfield.
Dude, that movie is fucking super goddamn creepy. A bunch of fucking little kids taking over a fucking town, killing all the parents, and that creepy motherfucker that's like the priest and the fucking ringleader of them all, and then the fucking ginger where he's fucking screaming at him, he's like, Outlander! I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm getting the fuck out. Fuck all these people. No. No fucking way would you catch me in some podunk town with a bunch of fucking corn with a bunch of little fucking kids running around. Really creeps me the fuck out.
You
Yeah.
lived in Elk Grove.
Yeah, it wasn't surrounded by fucking corn.
Yes, where I lived
Well,
was.
your house, yes, that's true.
Is that why you never visited?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense.
I
now.
made him come to my house
That makes-
where I was safe.
Makes way more sense.
That movie's fucking super creepy, dude. I don't get how you motherfuckers don't think that shit is creepy. It scares the fuck out of me still.
Look, it's creepy. But
Now
it's-
the rest of them, fuck those movies, but that one is good.
Look, it's creepy, but it's
How-
not as creepy as The Shining.
I remember being a little kid thinking like
How
some
many?
kids are gonna ask me like, let's kill some parents. I'm like, nah, I'm good, dude. I don't want to do that shit.
How many are there out already? Like, how
I think
many
it's
did they
a
release?
lot.
Like
Lot,
7?
dude. Yeah.
7,
Well,
8.
it was funny as it was like, well, I don't even consider those people A-list actors, but A budget, then went B, C, D, like list, like it just pretty much they were kind of going off the name.
It happens. It's like Jennifer Aniston in The Leprechaun.
I was going to say that it's just like the Leprechaun then. And every other horror movie out
dear.
there.
All right.
Oh, we got some listener mail. We got to
are we-
crank through.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we put Jay Jackals off from
So,
last week.
so we're going to do Jay Jackals. We'll do one, right?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We're gonna do one.
Okay, I guess we're just going to do one.
Or, hey, well, if you guys want to
We could do birds real
Okay,
fast.
all right, go
We're gonna
ahead.
do 'em
Let's do
fast.
it. Let's do
I'll
it.
So we'll
Bird,
do,
bird,
we'll do mine
Birds,
first, yeah?
Yes, yours first.
This is from Jay Jackal.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
This is a really polite, very nice title of the email. It says, Sprinkles will die.
Ah, so polite.
Right? It's really great.
It's good.
Let's read this. After hearing Manny and Sprinkles' pathetic attempts to collect weapons for the zombie apocalypse,
Apocalypse.
I have determined that both of you will die.
It's probably true.
Probably. Manny will die trying to make weapons, and Sprinkles will die long before the zombies take over because of complications of butt AIDS. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I'm so Jay Jackal sent us an iTunes review. Very nice. 5 stars from Jay
5
Jackal.
stars. That was nice.
The best sidekick.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. So let me
Favorite
continue
sidekick.
with this. He continues. I messed up on my iTunes review. I thought this is good.
No take backsies.
Yeah, right. You can't do that. I messed up on my iTunes review. I thought when the stars were lit up That meant no stars. It's okay, Jay. You are very smart. Sorry for the confusion. Buddy, you are not Han Solo.
What?
I am. That's Jay Jackals, not me,
talking.
Sprinkles.
No.
Jay Jackals says, you're not Han Solo. He is. Don't forget that. You are the fly that is eaten by the animal outside of Jabba's palace. Love, Jay Jackals.
That was great.
Thanks, Jay.
Got some tears in my eyes.
Jay wishes he was fucking Han Solo. You will never be Han Solo. I am Han Solo, you son of a bitch.
Can I be that guy outside of Star Wars Episode 7 with the big backpack outside of the place where Rey gives the parts and she gets the things? He has a big back. Simon Played him, but he has this big like
Simon Pegg.
fucking thing. Anyways, never mind.
Yeah. I forgot what his name was.
Don't
All
worry
right,
about it.
let's bang through this email.
Okay, real quick. April's. I'm sorry.
Just
Birds.
April. Bird.
Bird. Just bird.
Is the word.
Bird.
Okay, real quick. Hey guys, finally
Hi.
listened to your Westworld episode. That was a good episode.
That was.
It was.
Like your discussion
Discussion.
on what you would do. Really like that episode and the last one with goat. Question mark. She has a goat.
She doesn't like,
Goat?
or she doesn't know if it actually is goat.
Greatest of all time.
I find the podcast a lot more interesting when you do more in-depth discussions, both when just talking about why you don't like something, or
Do
on
and
a
or-
more do/don't
There it is.
like something, or on a more existential level. So she clearly does not
Can
like
you
the
let me
locker
know
room
what
humor.
existential means when we're off the air?
Yeah, we'll look it up
All
together.
right, thank you.
We'll have to figure out how to spell it first.
It's right there.
Nope. I can't read. I'm just making this email up, really. No. Okay. I assume you're going to be talking about The Walking Dead next time.
What?
This time, she can read minds.
Seriously?
Boom.
Though I'm sad about Glenn. It was expected.
What?
One-
Glenn? Oh, dear.
Wondering what y'all thought. Where is she from? The South?
Maybe.
Y'all thought about them also taking out Abraham, which she'll get our opinions on this episode as well.
Boom shakalaka.
Gingers could not catch a break. That is true.
That was a good one, Bird.
Oh, dear.
He brought maybe the only real element of humor to the show. Hashtag, why are dingleberries brown? I don't
That
know
was
where that came
one
from.
of his catchphrases
Yeah.
from the show.
Okay. So now my thought is it's just full darkness here on out. I agree with that.
Yeah,
it's going
I
to be
do
some
too.
dark shit. For top 5 ideas, what are your favorite sci-fi, fantasy, or horror shows and movies? We just did horror.
Did it.
Didn't we do sci-fi? No, not yet.
Yeah, we did sci-fi.
Oh, we
Sci-fi.
did
I don't-
sci-fi shows, I think.
We're on
Maybe.
25 episodes. I don't
I know,
remember
who
what we've
knows?
done.
I know you've done your chick flicks. Curious about some of the other genres. Thanks.
Awesome.
Bird.
Thanks, Bird.
Thanks, Bird.
Well,
I heard
yeah,
the bird is a word.
A bird.
that's all we got.
Yeah.
That was a
Now,
jam-packed episode.
Yeah, it was good. Remember to leave an iTunes review, people.
Please,
Please.
and thank you.
Really helps us out.
Helps build the show.
Yes. And remember, you can find us on Facebook at Hardly Heroes. You can find us on Instagram at Hardly Heroes. You can find us on Twitter at Hardly Heroes.
One?
Manny, what's the other one that we do?
Please email us at hardlyheroes@gmail.com.
Bingo!
And there's something called Tumblr, whatever the fuck.
It's
Nobody
there.
cares.
It's there.
So, I don't know. Don't
Tell
even
me how
fuck
much
with
you hate your father.
Boom shakalaka. You guys have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.